Hey, what is going on, guys, gals, aliens, and DGM freaks? Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, I'm showing you guys how to pick the top altcoins to watch for the next bull market. So, in this episode, we are going to be doing a deep dive into one of my favorite projects, and we're going to go and explain why I think the overall housing market has a connection with the Chinese yuan and the US dollar, and how this overall in the cryptocurrency markets can affect Bitcoin and the strength of the dollar. And we can see how all the prices in the United States are just going insane. Inflation, our salaries aren't matching what the prices are. We are going to dive all into that. But first, I want you guys to hit and smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ding the bell to be notified when I make new cryptocurrency videos. And I want you to leave a comment. Where are you from? I want you to leave some love in the comment section and let me know what you're buying, where you're from, put a flag, and I will leave a heart and be sure to reply to all the comments. Thanks, guys, for watching this until the very end, which is key for the YouTube algorithm, and we're going to get right into it. So we are going to be talking about Cardano. So we have a message directly from Charles Hoskinson from Rare Evo, and we are going to play this video right now for you.
That's something that's very special. And it should never be discounted, it should never be trivialized, and we can never allow other people in the cryptocurrency space to just take that for granted. It's a sacred thing. Yet somehow, some way, we're going to not only preserve and protect that, but enhance it when every single decision is now made in dozens of countries throughout the world. It's a pretty crazy idea. And that's why people are scared of decentralized governance, because they view it as something that takes away. But I've never believed that, because I always believe in the best in people. I believe in the best in you, and I think if you give people a chance to rise up and show you who they are and what they can do, they'll do amazing things. So that's our challenge, and that is why Cardano, I feel, is probably going to become the biggest cryptocurrency in the world. I think it's going to become more than a cryptocurrency. I think it's going to become the backbone of a new digital nation. A new society, a place where we can finally begin to trust each other again, where we move from don't be evil to can't be evil, a place where we do our voting, a place where our money lives, a place where our digital life lives, in every dimension and aspect of it. Because we deserve that. It's 2023. We do. The world has moved on. We don't.
Thank you so much, Charles, for sharing that. You are a true legend. Thank you so much for staying strong and keeping Cardano having a transaction volume up of 1,700% since January, even as market flatlines. And this is just pure data right here. So if we see that the overall ecosystem, Cardano is still seeing rising on-chain transaction volume despite its surpassed market value compared to its April local top. Utility plays an important role in any bounce, and this combines with adequate ADA, social dominance, is still promising. So it's interesting, when you look at Cardano, and it's sitting right in the 16th spot with DeFi Llama. It has 35,000 active users right now, but the thing with Cardano, it has almost 70 to 80% of its value locked. And in just terms of the ecosystem, where they are constantly building dApps, there's tons of Web3 development. They're involved with country databases such as Ethiopia. Their involvement with Africa and helping them with, their data and records in the school systems, hospitals. This is why I'm kind of trying to bridge this gap where Cardano is going to be one of the top cryptocurrencies. As Charles Hoskinson explained, we have the housing markets around the world basically being overvalued, and no one can afford the real estate in these certain areas. And you know, we get into it right here. You know, Patrick Bet David kind of explains it here, and we'll
expensive real estate. What city in the world do you think has the most expensive real estate? Some of you may say Beverly Hills, right? And how do we really define that math anyways? Here's how we do it. Whatever the average salary of a person in that city is to the actual average value of a home. For example, say you make $100,000 per year, but the average house value in that city is $1 million, that's 10 times. Make sense? Look at the most expensive real estate in the world, comparing it to the average income of that city. Let me just show you this chart. Hopefully this will make sense to you. When you look at this, look who you have all the way at the top, Beijing, meaning the average home.
Now that is very interesting, because when you see here, you see Beijing and Shanghai, you never think, and Hong Kong, that these cities would have that rate. And then you see New York, you know, in the United States, we're like, you know, that's, you know, we're thinking, whoa, for a little tiny apartment, you know, $2,500 a month, you know, that's what I, you know, pay for an entire house, you know, in Florida. So what's interesting is that, you know, we might have this, this pricing bubble start to pop, and then we have this, we see here, the sharp increase in the cost of mortgage borrowing has put house prices at risk of crashing by as much as 35% from 2023 to 2027, according to a worst-case scenario forecast published by Lloyd's in May. Speaking to this is money, and it's just it's an interesting forecast. You know, when you see that it could drop by 35%, a lot of the people that bought their homes at the prices they did, and they didn't add any value or do any repairs, or a lot of people did do repairs. You know, I'm a perfect example. You know, I bought a house and did repairs, and you know, we are seeing a value increase. You know, but it's not. It's just interesting how, you know, the values of the home, the price of the goods, and all that is starting to correlate with like the strength or losing strength of the dollar or the yuan in different trading scenarios. And it's interesting how then you see China with going into this BRICS. You know, is that just like a ploy, you know, to be able to try and, you know, distract from the fact that, you know, maybe China is very connected to the dollar, but so they're trying to maybe not be so pegged to the dollar? Because what's interesting is that China does not have a floating exchange rate that is determined by market forces, as the case with the most advanced economies. Instead, it pegs its currency, the yuan, to the US dollar. So I was just learning this. So the yuan was pegged to the greenback at 8.28 to the dollar for more than a decade, starting in 1994. So the strength of our dollar is, you know, the strength of the yuan is relied on the strength of the dollar. So that's really interesting. So could the Chinese market, with their real estate, you know, debacle happening, where they have these cities which are basically vacant, and it's all this vacant real estate, you know, are they faking their numbers? It's interesting. So what we're going to get into with why ADA, at its price point right now, 25 cents, you know, we talk about, you know, ADA, you know, with the price, we don't want to really focus too much on the price, you know, but the true trend that we can see here is that we have the 21 EMA and the 50 EMA right here. And you can see in a trend that we are, if we're trading below the 50, then we are in a downtrend. But you can see at points where it has, when it's flipped and it's crossed and we start trading above the 21 EMA, then we start seeing a bullish trend. So now we want to start following that, and if that's the case here, then I would love to see a flip reversal of us starting to trade back into the 21 EMA. But right now we're just kind of sitting flat at 25 cents. But what we're seeing though with this type of, you know, price action, and you know, this is a kind of similar analysis, you know, with tracking it with the 50-day on the 200-day moving average, and you can see where it crosses. You see a bullish, bullish trend, and then when it crosses here, it goes orange. You go trading below the green line, it starts to go bearish. So, is with the transaction volume increasing and with more community support and with Charles Hoskinson like really actually, going strong on their roadmap. They are in the, the Voltaire stage of their roadmap, which they've been in multiple different phases. And I think in each phase, Cardano sometimes has been, has experienced buy the rumor, sell the news type events. And, I think ADA is a sleeping giant. ADA is one of those projects that it'll just like, it's been going strong, from the early days. And I 100% trust Charles Hoskinson in his work ethic and him running a company and being a good leader. It seems like he's very out in the open, he's very transparent, and he's not afraid to speak his mind when it comes to the cryptocurrency market. And I think that's what I like about Cardano and ADA as a project as a whole, because it does have a good leader at the helm. And if that's what you care about in crypto, then there's some hope. There are some people that are, running good businesses, and then you have people like Sam Bankman-Fried who can, basically scam an entire market and political system to, for that matter. So it's really interesting how the two sides of the coin in crypto, to pun intended, is that we have good actors and we have bad actors. And I think with Cardano, we have a good actor here for sure. So in my personal opinion, Cardano is something that I would definitely keep in the bag. And we just look at the price here. If we're looking to get back into all-time high territory, we're looking at price levels that got as high as $3. Our two biggest highs were $2.44 and then $3. Both of these being in bull markets. We see in 2021 here, and both of these where I think this was peak pump on Bitcoin, and then right here was where I think we had the introduction of smart contracts on Cardano. So, and now, a lot of altcoins are going to look like this because a lot of them are down 90, 100% off their all-time highs. And this is the accumulation phase. I mean, you dollar cost average into any of these ranges right here. If you would have been dollar cost averaging just all the way down to the bottom, even if you got in right here and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's crashing, why did I buy all this? You still have potential to make back, break even, and go just as high of the all-time highs when we start getting into Bitcoin, going into the 80,000, 90,000, 100,000 range. And then you're sitting on a bag of Cardano that just 50x'd, because you were dollar cost averaging, at the 25 cent level, So that's my perception and my zoom out method with Cardano. If you're kind of feeling a little discouraged of your altcoins, whether it's Cardano or whether it's something else, you're feeling a little down with it, I think this is a good way to look at it. You just have to look at the market cycles. You have to look at Bitcoin. You have to check it out. You got to look at it. Look, Bitcoin is in an uptrend. We're going to talk about Bitcoin right here for just a minute because look, we see Bitcoin in an uptrend. We definitely bull trapped, like kind of in a bearish divergence right here for sure. And you can see here clearly where when we flipped right here on the 21 and the 50, we're doing the same analysis here. We saw a pump, and now we're trading under the 50 here, and now we're trying to see what's happening. We need good news. We need good news with Bitcoin, and we need some solid volume. The volume's just not there. I mean, we're getting more volume in the dang meme coin sector. And speaking of the meme coins, I told you we're going to do a deep dive in this episode. So I hope you're staying with me to the very end, and you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, because we're getting super, super alpha right now. So if you haven't used Morales Money, this is where you're going to get the alpha and the true on-chain metrics for projects that are getting top monthly coins, based on buy pressure and You can set your own filters. You can add filters. You can save them. You can save your query. You can run all kinds of metrics here for yourself to be able to find what people are buying. We've seen Rollbit on this. We've seen Prime. We've seen Shia, Shares.finance, and Rocket Pool. And then our friend, the second Bitcoin, the maybe true Bitcoin that, I don't know, probably could have given you way more returns if you would have been dollar cost averaging maybe into this thing when we saw something here. You know, we drew this a while ago, and you can see that actually we ascended past that. If I would have dollar cost average from here, right here, I mean, that's not too bad. That's not too bad of a move. It's a good 85%. So, I mean, I don't know what Bitcoin you're buying, but, you know, this is a Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu. And the trend here is that there's going to be a lot of these popping up. So you just have to be careful. You just have to do your own research. And I don't know, maybe you'll 100x a bag with putting $100 into the wrong Bitcoin. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this entire episode on Dano Crypto, and be sure to leave a comment, hit the like button, and give Charles Hoskinson some love. Go to Cardano, explore the ecosystem, do all the things you can to learn about Cardano, and maybe buy an NFT. I don't know, maybe send a transaction. I don't know, see how much the fees cost, see if the network goes down. I don't know. I don't think it will. It never has. All right, guys, peace.